Alrighty, guys, welcome. Long time no talk, guys, but you know what? Better late than never. Alright, let me just make sure everything's on point here. Because the last time I did this thing, dude, guys, it was a pain in the butt. Like, it did not go the way I wanted it to go. Boom. Boom. Okay, let me do this. A little quick edit. Alright. Shown on stream. Alright, should be good. Let's take a look. let's see the platforms, guys. Let's see if we're on part this time. Because last time it did not go out well. Alright, cool. I think we're good. Oh, nice. Awesome. Absolutely good. Sturdy Q&A. Just back from training. Muay Thai. Feel free to ask questions. All right, cool. How do we pin this? My guy, go crazy. What's up, my dude? How you doing? Alright, cool. My bad, man. I'm just trying to get everything set up. Honestly, it's like my first live in... Probably like one of my first lives ever, man. I did one before, but it didn't go the right way. Anyways. So go crazy since you're here, man. This video... Your first Muay Thai class tomorrow. Oh, nice. This actually, I'm not gonna lie, this live stream I was gonna start talking about right now would actually be perfect for you because I'm gonna talk about 10 essential Muay Thai, tips for beginners. I feel like I have I'm one of the most knowledgeable in this because I just started like a year and a half ago, and I've traveled all around to go train, and I just got back from Thailand too. But before I start and before anything, man, I want to know, is the audio good? Can you hear me? I have music in the background. I don't know if like that's distracting or whatever the case is. If it is, let me know. Great, all ears. All right, cool. All right, well, I want to give a little bit of time for anyone that wants to kind of join in. I mean, everyone's gonna watch it afterwards, anyways. All right, cool. Awesome, thanks, man. Everyone's gonna see it anyways, but I want to give a little bit of time for people to come in. While we kind of wait, I'm gonna eat my soup. I'm gonna get something ready real quick, and just give me like a couple minutes, guys, to kind of just prep up and let everybody get in here. I want to talk about some tips and tricks that I've learned about Muay Thai. I just got out of training, so I gotta eat real quick. I know you guys feel me on that, so just give me a little bit. Let me just heat up some soup, man. Whatever the case is, give me a bit. Take your time. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, like I said, guys, just give me a moment. Have some questions ready, guys. If you have any questions, have them ready so that when I come back, we can get straight into the conversation. I can get flowing. And honestly, anyone that's watching, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I didn't realize like how crazy, passionate people are about Muay Thai, just like me. And the fact that we got a little community going on is crazy to me. You know what? While you guys are waiting, man, let me put up the music a little bit. I know I'm into fighting and like martial arts, but yo, this type of music is my vibe. Like the cool, calm, relaxed music. All right, my man. Let's see what we got. Let's put the music down a little bit, cause I'm not really trying to be out here trying to seduce people out here. You know what I mean? All right, bro. So we'll get straight into it. Pretty much, 10 essential tips. I kind of wanted to talk real quick before I got started, and I'm sorry for the cliffhanger nonstop, man, but. So for anyone that's been keeping up and watching it, because I know a lot of you guys are probably watch this afterwards, I want to say thanks for all the support, man. It's been kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Just to give people some update of what's been going on. So I've been training around, I was training around 9 to 10 months in the United States, and what is it called? From there, I decided to go to Thailand and train for 2 months to get my first pro fight. So if you guys watch me on Instagram or YouTube, you guys will like see it in the other videos. I talked about it a lot, and then on Instagram I'd make a bunch of content about it. And I actually went out and did it, guys. It was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was everything you guys see on the internet about Muay Thai in Thailand. It's exactly like that. It's like literally T for T. If anything, I think it's actually even better. We could talk about like nightlife, women, training, weather. But just for this stream, I'm gonna kind of keep it more about training and weather and like, you know, just the training aspect of it. Over there, you're training like an animal. For 2 months, pretty much, guys, I was training 6 days a week. They only take 1 day off, which is Sunday. So I was training for 6 days a week, and I was training around, 5 hours a day. And they had me running around 10 kilometers a day, which I think comes out to like around 5.5 miles. So 10 kilometers, something like that. So it was a lot of running, a lot of training every single day. And I will say, the experience was crazy. I went out there, I trained 2 months very, very hard. And then at the end of it, they pretty much went ahead and said, yeah, you can go fight. So I went ahead and fought. And it was a great time. I'm not gonna lie. So I went out there and fought. It was a good time. And I fought some guy in China. In Thailand. So I was in Pattaya, which is, if anyone doesn't know, it's the beach city over there. I was training at a place called Pechruang Ruang. And the trainer there, actually, if you guys keep up with Muay Thai and One Championship, the trainer trains Tawanchai and Nabil. So that was their first trainer. So I actually was getting trained by that guy. And the guy was tough, strong, all that. It was kind of crazy. So whatever, I'm training every day over there. They tell me I can fight. Over there, it's very different. Over here, they give you a lot of time to prepare. And like you know your opponent. Over there, they said, do you want to fight? I'm like, yep. They're like, okay, we'll get you an opponent. I asked them, I'm like, am I going to know who it is? Nope. So I was like, all right, cool. I didn't know who I was going to be fighting until the day of. And I didn't even know anything about him. They just showed me a picture of him on a phone. I didn't really see the guy until we were both wrapping our hands getting ready to fight each other. So it was kind of crazy. The fighting was pretty nuts. It's a lot faster than when you spar and all that stuff. And pretty much the experience was crazy. But I will say, I kind of got burnt out there. I made no content out there the whole time because, I was training every day. I was like kind of moody. I was like low energy. I was like cutting weight. I was so hot. I was cramping up. I just didn't want to make any content. I couldn't make any content. I made one video out in Thailand when I told myself I'd make like 100. But go figure. Either way. Let's talk about these 10 essential tips and let's get started, guys, so that we can pretty much get some type of value from this actual conversation here, all right? So first one, all right, let's talk about gear. Let's talk about everything you need to get ready to actually start training and sparring. Do not go to spar. All right, do not go to your first training without a mouth guard. All right, I know it's pretty simple. I know like everyone should know, but go grab a mouth guard at Walmart. Go grab one on Amazon. You're gonna boil some water, put the mouth guard in there for a little bit, and then take grab a wooden spoon, take the mouth guard out from the boiling water and bite into it. All right. Next, you want to have good shin guards. You can find shin guards on RDX. You can get some really good ones from Fairtex. It really doesn't matter. It all depends on your budget, but you're going to need some type of shin guards. I'm actually going to be coming out with a beginner's guide. I might price it at $5. For certain people, I might give, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's going to have all the things that you're going to need for it, And so once we get that going, then, yeah. Oh yeah, original individual. Yo, my guy, man, I have been noticing you checking out all my stuff, man, and commenting, and yeah, man, I appreciate all the support, man, and all the like comments you've been giving me and all the feedback, man. It's kind of crazy. I would love to know how your fight went over there, man. I think I read it before. It sounded like crazy. It kind of sounded like mine. I think you won your first one. Unfortunately, I lost mine, but it was what it was. But either way. You're gonna want shin guards, you're gonna want boxing gloves. I recommend 2 types of gloves. You get the 16-ounce boxing gloves, and that's what you're gonna be using for sparring. If you're a smaller guy, when I say smaller guy, I wanna say like maybe under 160 pound, maybe like 155 and under, and you're like less than, I don't know, 5'5", whatever it is, you can maybe get away with 14-ounce gloves. But for the most part, 16 ounce is pretty standard at most gyms. So whatever gym you go to, have 16-ounce gloves. You're gonna use that for sparring. When you're hitting pads, bag work, you can go with smaller gloves. Some gyms don't care. Some gyms will just say wear the 16-ounce. Get some 14-ounce gloves, 12-ounce gloves for hitting like pads and bag work, so that you can actually feel how it is to punch better and how it feels, right? So 2 pairs of boxing gloves. If you don't want 2 pairs, you don't have the money for it, or your gym's just gonna give you 16 ounces, that's fine. Shin guards, and then you're gonna want hand wraps, all right? You can find them on Amazon, all right? It's pretty simple. Just search up boxing hand wraps and you'll have some. There'll be different sizes. It really doesn't matter. Any size you get, you'll learn how to wrap your hands properly, whatever size it is, all right? The longer the better, I will say though, the longer the better. So once you have all that gear, I think the next recommendation would be to get big ass gym bag. And get, oh my gosh, guys, hold on. Get this. This is like all-purpose cleaner, and just it kills 99% of germs. You can't see whatever the case is, but pretty much what's gonna happen at the end of each training session, guys, you need to spray down your stuff, all right? Because you're gonna have sweat on the shin guards, on the hand wraps, and on your gloves. And I'll tell you this right now because I didn't notice in the beginning. If you do not wipe it down every single training, eventually the sweat will just stay there, especially if you live in a cold state where it's not going to dry overnight or you're not leaving it out. So you got to take it out of your bag, place them somewhere where it's going to be, get some type of like natural air, natural whatever it is. Spray it down, wipe it down, and just do it every day, and your gloves will never smell. You'll never have a problem with it. You're going to go to the gym and you're going to see that there's some people that just smell really, really, really bad. And a lot of times it's not them, it's their equipment, it's their gear. So just make sure you go ahead and do that, all right? What else is it? I'll read those in a second. Let me just kind of finish it because I keep getting like sidetracked, not gonna lie. But yes, so you're gonna want to get a big gym bag, and that's pretty much it. Once you finish training, take all that stuff out, let it air out somewhere. I put them outside under like my stairs so that they don't get rained on. And then you spray them down, wipe it down, you should be good. All right, that'll be take care of it. Next thing you guys need to buy, this is just all the stuff before you even get into training, guys. You want to buy antibacterial soap, guys. When I was in Thailand, people do not talk about this. You'll see some videos on it. Guys, I got staph infection. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. So, if you see, I got a scratch on my head from training, right? And since I had staph infection, it never properly healed. So I had this mark on me for a while. It's going to be there forever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, a cool little, you know, I'm a fighter, right? But, guys, I got staph infection out there and it was nasty. It was gross. It got into like big boils. It was nasty. I don't even want to talk about it. But you can avoid that if you, after training, you wash yourself off with antibacterial soap. But you want to get the one that's from the brand Dial, D-I-A-L, because some antibacterial soap will wipe all your, because there's certain germs on your skin that you want to keep on. Some of them will strip it all away, and you don't want that. But get antibacterial soap, and every single day after training, just shower, right? I mean, pretty simple. Cool. So that's a couple. That's the first tip, all right, guys? And that's just some gear and equipment. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Good grade so far. I have wraps, 16-ounce gloves, and cleaner for my gloves. Nice. These deodorant things I'm going to put in my gloves. Yep. The glove deodorants are good too. I don't have them, but I've seen a few guys get them, and they're really good. Fairtex does have a nice backpack. I think it is better than a good when you're on a scooter. No, 100%. So Fairtex is legit, man. Fairtex has everything from Muay Thai. A couple guys in my gym actually have it. And I tried doing a live stream earlier with me training and sparring, but I'm going to do it on Friday because I didn't even notice. In real life, streaming is so tough because you kind of need somebody recording you. I just tried to set up a camera, but I couldn't monitor it, which I'm kind of disappointed about. But either way, on Friday, just a little update, guys. Be tuned out because I'm going to have actual sparring, and I'm going to be sparring one of the good guys in my gym. We're going to do no shin guards, and then we're going to do some shin guards so you guys can kind of get, the gist of it. It'll be cool. All right, second tip, guys, is just showing up consistently. When in the beginning, I'm going to tell you this. If you guys watched some of my older videos, I almost quit Muay Thai after like 2 months. And I almost quit because I went to train, and what ended up happening was I got my ass beat. And I didn't just get my ass beat. Like, it happens. Obviously, I didn't think I was going to go there and beat everybody up. Some people think like that, but I never thought like that. But I also didn't think that somebody was going to be able to do whatever they want to me, whenever they want to me. And when I figured out that was happening, it kind of messed up my psyche a little bit and made me demoralized. Pretty much, I was training, and somebody, like, teeped me. They did, like, a teep kick, like, in one round, probably like 10 times in a row, and I just couldn't stop it. It was too sharp, it was too fast, I couldn't see it. He kept tricking me, and it demoralized me. But I say that because there's a thought in my head that said, don't show up the next day because out of embarrassment. But, when you talk around with a few people, and then you kind of like give yourself some time to relax, you're like, you know what, it happens, it's part of the game. And just show up consistently. If you can only show up 2 times a week, that's fine. Show up 2 times a week consistently. If you can only show up 3 times, 4 times, whatever it is, whatever you're going to do, just show up consistently those days that you can. You don't have to be there 5, 6 times a day. Times a week. Obviously, the more the better, obviously. But it's just about getting the reps in, all right? You have to get in the reps before you even really start to learn and know how your body moves, especially if you've never done martial arts before. So be consistent. Don't get demoralized if some dude in the gym beats you up. It happened to everybody. It happened to me, and I was like... I've been a lifelong athlete, so I'm not saying like I'm like some special dude, like, oh, if it happened to me, it's gonna happen to you. Nah, that's not the case. Some guys are really natural, but I'm just saying I know how it is to compete and do well at things. So when I got beat up like that, it kind of like messed me up. So just show up. And what's the next thing? So next thing would be, I did talk about the gear. I will also say don't stress it too much. Obviously, if you get better gear, it'll last longer, right? If you get Fairtex, it'll last very, very long. If you get RDX, it won't last as long, but it'll be way more affordable. Your price point, your budget, how long you think you're gonna train, how long you don't think you're gonna train, it's completely up to you. I've gone through like 4 RDX shin pads. I've gone through, Venom is good too. Venom's really good too. There's a few of them that are really, really good. I'm sure Original can name a few brands too. Venom, Fairtex are really good. I did use RDX a lot, but I'm gonna get away from it because they keep breaking. And now that I got some Fairtex gloves I got from Thailand, dude, they're great. I don't even have to get new gloves. They're amazing. So I would recommend getting the better stuff first. But if you can't afford it, then, I mean, you can't afford it. It is what it is. That's fine. You know, I get it. But don't stress in the beginning. It really doesn't matter too much. You're just going to show up and start training. Next thing. Yeah, repetition, guys. You need to repeat. So, like, pretty much, I'm pretty sure Bruce Lee says this. He doesn't fear the man that knows 1,000 different moves. He fears the man that knows like 5 moves, but they've done these 5 moves 1,000 times. And that goes for Muay Thai in Thailand, guys. That if you ever go do Muay Thai in Thailand, and I'm sure Original can tell you, in Pech Ruang's gym in Thailand, Pattaya, guys, you do the basic hits, the basic strikes, but like 100 times every round. Lord, man, I get PTSD thinking about it. Worry about the basics and just get them strong, right? So your jab cross, your roundhouse, your knees, all that stuff. Just fall in love with repetition. Understand that you're going to be doing this and it's going to be like a sword. You're going to be hammering your sword until it's super, super sharp, and that's how you have to think about your strikes. All right, so if coach tells you go on the bag for 3 rounds in a row and I just want you to do a jab cross, do not think it's a punishment. Do not think like you're above this. Why am I not learning the cool stuff? Guys, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you right now, in a real fight, if your jab cross is really good, that might be all you need. Also, if your jab cross isn't really good, then you're not going to be able to do a jab cross, pull back, hit, or you won't be able to do a fake jab leg kick because there's no respect on your strikes. Your strikes have to be very, very sharp and strong for your opponent to respect you in any way. Like if you throw a leg kick and it doesn't even hurt the guy, then you can't do a fake leg kick knee because your leg kick doesn't even do anything. He's going to see you trying to do your leg kick and he's going to walk through it because he thinks you're soft, you know? So just worry about that and and repetition is going to be over and over again, right? What else we got? My Fairtex gloves, BG 14 ounce, only lasts around 4 months in Thailand. Probably the same wear and tear as 3 years in the UK term of use. Interesting. I prefer Boom to Fairtex. Yeah, you know what? That's, you know, Fairtex is better than RDX. Do I know the tier list? Honestly, I can't say I do. I really don't know. You know, I've been using RDX for a while, and so that's the cheapest of the cheap. And I just got to Fairtex, so now I feel like they're the best. But I did see Fairtex over there a lot. I will say in Thailand, if you're doing like 2 sessions a day, man, like you're putting a lot of turmoil, a lot of wear and tear on anything. So I mean, I can see that. Let's see what we got. What did you say? Boone? I gotta check out Boone. I never even heard of that brand actually. I gotta check it out. All right, next tip. It's gonna be, you gotta ask questions, guys. So you'll see this a lot in Thailand, especially in that gym I went to. They won't really teach you unless you ask. They'll put the pads up and they'll say 1, 2, and you'll do a jab cross. If you do it wrong, they might try to correct your form a little bit. But if all you do is a bad 1, 2, they're not going to keep trying to correct you. You have to ask them, hey, am I doing it right? Hey, is the cross good? And there's nothing wrong with asking questions. It seems sometimes like, you know, the coach might not have the time of day, or like, you know, they're trying to get things done fast. I'll tell you right now, a lot of the people that are in Muay Thai for a long time, they like to teach, they want to teach. So never be afraid to ask questions. Even if you're sparring and you keep getting hit by knee or by a punch, you're like, you could stop it and be like, yo, what am I doing wrong? Do you have any tips? Anything, you know, that I could do better? Just let me know, because I keep getting hit by this. You know, I got hit by your cross 20 times. Can you tell me what's going on here? And a lot of times if they're cool and they're not like getting ready for fight camp and they're not all aggressive, they'll be cool. They'll just stop and, you know, they'll explain it to you. So ask questions, man. This is like anything in life, you have to ask questions. And listen, you know, if one coach told you your roundhouse has to be one way and this other coach is telling you another way, don't try to fight each other. Listen to both of them, right? And then when you do both the reps, both their ways, you'll see what you like better, and that's pretty much how you start to get your own type of like fighting style in general. All right. Worth noting that training twice a day, 4 hours. The gloves are getting used more in a day in Thailand than in a week in the UK. Yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say that in the States, I only train, man, an hour and a half at most a day. In Thailand, you know, 5 hours a day. You're right. The wear and tear you get on them is gotta be like. I was telling people that in Thailand, 2 months of training has gotta be equivalent to around 8 months, 9 months of training in the States. I would imagine the UK, it's gotta be very similar. Boone are criminally underrated. Check them out. Quality Muay Thai gear. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I'm gonna be making my guide for beginner Muay Thai, so I'm gonna check out Boone, so I can probably put that on there too for the gear list. That'd be cool. I'm gonna check them out. Boone, it's cool. Shadow boxing. So shadow boxing is pretty underrated. I think everyone should be trying to shadow box, but the only problem I have with shadow boxing, and this is where I'm it's a tip for beginners, but at the same time, you have to have at least a couple reps of sparring or even hard sparring or even maybe a couple fights where you can really feel the effects of shadow boxing. You can get the effects of shadow boxing in the beginning as a complete beginner when you're just thinking about your balance and striking and covering up your hands or whatever it is. But you don't get the best benefits of shadow boxing until you've done hard sparring or a bunch of sparring rounds or even a fight. Because a lot of times people will do a jab like this and think it's safe. If you're ever in a real fight with somebody that's capable, you'll know that doing a jab like this is not safe. This is safe, right? Keeping the hand up and doing the jab is safe. And so some people will shadow box and they'll just be like this with the hands down, going like that, you know, hands down. And that's a lot of times because they're either, you know, sparring light, so people aren't punishing them or trying to, you know, slip and hit them. Or they haven't gotten to a fight where, you know, they got punched with a 1-2 or a jab or a cross or a hook and it really hurt them. So they knew next time I go for a jab or I go to try to punch him, I got to cover my face. So shadow boxing is, shadow boxing and all that is underrated, but you don't get the best benefits until later on. You should still do it though for your balance, all right? Punch, check with your right foot, you know, cross, check with your left foot, whatever it is. Let's see what else we got. I haven't worked out in a long time, years. Should a new person wait a week or two to work on cardio or just dive in? Also, I don't have shin guards or mouth guard, but obviously won't be sparring anytime soon. So shin guards, it depends your gym. Every gym has a different routine and what they do. I would see if they have them at the gym. A lot of times the gyms will let you use them for a couple days or whatever it is. If you can't afford them, then that's fine. You know, I'm sure they'll let you work or whatever it is. I really don't know the gym. The mouth guard, there's no excuse though, bro. The mouth guard is like $6. You know what I mean? $7. If you're not sparring, you probably don't need it. But it's good to just have because you want to have that feeling of like biting onto a mouth guard and know how it feels. And they're cheap, man. They're like less than $10 or whatever it is. So there's no excuse for not the mouth guard, man. You gotta have the mouth guard. And when it comes to, you know, when it comes to cardio and getting right into it, what I would say is that I think the best way to get into Muay Thai, especially as a beginner, is to taper in. Ease your way into it, right? Just like when you're a baby, you're not starting off running. You start off with a couple steps and then you walk and then you run. The same thing I feel about Muay Thai. Go there, train 2 days a week. After a couple weeks, train 3 days a week. After a couple weeks, train 4 days a week. Once you work up to like 4 or 5 days a week, start running, you know, like twice a week, and then go from there. If you're in Thailand, completely different, right? They're gonna make you go ahead and train for like a solid week. Make sure you're going to the double sessions, and then they'll start making you run right away. Like the second you tell them you want to fight, they're like, okay, meet me in the morning, 5 miles. Obviously, if you have a full-time job, it's gonna be probably tougher. And this is in Thailand, but I would recommend that way, easing into it. Obviously, if you go to Thailand, they're gonna fucking throw you right in there, and you're just gonna have to suck it up. What else? Did you know Petru Wong was Taiwan Chess? Yeah, I did, man. It was crazy. Because I was talking to Kru Khan, and he was telling me about Taiwan Chai and how, like, you know, he was doing good, and then they sent him to Bangkok, and he hadn't, you know, seen him since then. And it was crazy. Kru Khan actually trained Nabil as well, man, which is nuts. I can get these things, so I should probably wait until I have all my gear. No. I wouldn't wait, bro. I wouldn't wait. I would just go. The only problem with waiting is that it'll be like anything else, man. It's like if you take a semester off of college, you're probably never going to go back. I wouldn't wait because you're missing shin guards and just a mouth guard. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world. You should still go in there and you can get a lot of amazing reps and a lot of amazing work without any of that. All right? So you should just go. What else we got here? Conditioning matters a lot. So another tip, conditioning. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, you can be an amazing fighter, have amazing skill, but if you have crap conditioning, what they say, what the word around the block is that a black belt in jiu-jitsu turns into a white belt when he gets tired. And it's the same thing with Muay Thai, it's the same thing with boxing, it's the same thing with anything in life. Conditioning is huge. Obviously, when you're beginning, you want to ease your way into it, but start getting those runs in, start working your conditioning. When you're sparring or when you're training, this is especially good for when you're a beginner. When you're hitting the pads and you feel like you're tired, push a little extra, because then the next day, the pads won't be as tough. The sparring won't be as tough. The hitting the bag won't be as tough. So make sure that, your technique is clean and everything's good, but conditioning, man, make sure you keep pushing yourself on a daily basis. If you're just kind of like coasting and barely sweating and you're just like never out of breath, always just kind of like relaxed, not a good way, man. You need to get that conditioning up, all right? Wow, that's good water. All right. Respect the culture. So culture, when it comes to Muay Thai and training, martial arts is a respectful form of fighting, is really what they say. It's a martial art. It's an art. So a lot of people take it very seriously, and it's not like a brute. People don't consider like Muay Thai fighters as a brute. Like, oh, this guy's just a brute. He's only doing this because he, was a dummy in high school, and this is all he can do. No, a lot of people, they respect it, and there's culture behind it, right? There's sparring etiquette. What you should do in sparring, what you shouldn't do in sparring. How you should be. When it comes to culture, every gym's a little bit different, but in general, it's pretty simple. Don't throw elbows without pads. Punch people as hard as you want to get punched. When it comes to pads and bag work, there's really not much. Go hard. If the guy is new and you see that he's struggling every time you hit him in a roundhouse, it hits him in the face, let up on the roundhouses. You don't gotta prove anything to anybody. And hygiene, the only thing I've ever seen people have problems with in gym is hygiene sometimes. You need to get, before you go to training, I get it. Sometimes you're coming straight from work, from whatever the heck you're doing. Put deodorant on, clean clothes, and make sure you wash your hand wraps. And that's pretty much it. You'll pretty much be good when it comes to the culture. No one will hate on you, and you'll be good. Some places, they make you greet each other. I think the rule of thumb, not even just for martial arts, but in life in general, things are only awkward if you make them awkward. So if you're in a room and you see somebody and you just act like they're not there, you try to ignore them and you look the other way, it's always going to be weird when you look in that direction. The easiest thing to do is the second you get into a room, a martial arts gym, anywhere, if you see somebody you don't know, just go up to them and introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Richard. What's up, man? Or even in Muay Thai, it's even easier. You just go up to the guy, fist pump. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? After a few days of saying what's up, bro, somebody's going to ask somebody's name, and you guys will be cool after that. All right? Sparring. So, spar light, and try not to escalate the sparring. when you're a beginner, a lot of beginners don't even understand that that a lot of beginners don't have a lot of self-control and refrain, and they don't know how to actually hold their punches back. So what ends up happening is a lot of beginners will come into the gym and they'll end up getting in these hard sparring sessions, and they'll end up hitting a guy that's a little more experienced a little too hard, and then that new experienced guy will end up beating their ass. How do you avoid it? Just don't do it, right? But I guess that's easier said than done, because I know self-control now. What I would say is just don't worry about speed, all right? In Muay Thai, it's an art, and once you really get into it, there's a lot of things you could do, and you don't even have to be going fast to hit people. So if you're a new guy and you're sparring, breathe, relax, and then just try to hit light. If the guy hits you too hard, too fast, do not try to match his intensity if he has more experience than you, because he's going to hurt you. All right, I'm telling you right now, people don't understand. You're gonna get hurt bad. I've seen it happen in my gym. There was a guy, he was new, he came in, he didn't control his power. He ended up getting hit a little too hard by another guy because that guy was trying to match him. So he tried having a straight up fight. The experienced guy kneed him in the ribs, cracked his ribs. The kid hasn't been there since then. So don't let that be happening to you. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. That one's kind of tough, but try not to go hard. Try not to go hard. All right, keep it easy. Sparring is where you learn how to fight and where you practice fighting. It's not an actual fight. Nothing's on the line. Don't be like the boxers who lose all their brain cells in sparring. I don't know why they do it, but they just do it. Another huge tip, which I think honestly one of the biggest tips that helped me out when I started, was to record yourself. Record your sparring, record your pad work, record your pad rounds. Record everything that you do if you can. Set up a camera, stand in a certain area, and just go ahead and record yourself and watch it every night. It makes it so much simple. You'll be able to see your technique. You'll see how stiff you are. You'll see if you're putting any fakes. You'll see what the coach means when he says this and this and that. And it's like film. If you ever played any traditional sport, you're going to go ahead and watch film on the opponent. You're going to watch film on yourself. You're going to watch film on your team so you can see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So it's the same thing with Muay Thai. A lot of people don't do it because they get afraid to put the camera up. I was doing it because I had content. I was making content and I wanted to kind of document my journey at the same time. But what I really noticed when I did it was I was able to see a lot of the mistakes I was making and a lot of the good things I was doing. And it helped me really hone in when I was actually making these videos. Last but not least, don't rush fighting. Everybody wants to fight fast. Guys, if you're a fighter and you really want to fight and you just want to fight, go to Thailand. They'll let you fight in 3-4 weeks. All right, maybe in 2 months. So if you really want to fight, go to Thailand. That's it. If you can't go to Thailand and you want to fight, check if your gym does smokers. Just say, hey, I know I might not be ready. I just want to get to a smoker. If your coach doesn't let you, find another gym. If you can't find a gym, then you might not be ready. Just train and enjoy the experience. You know what I mean? That's really all it is. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I got for my essential tips for beginners, man. If you guys have watched this far or you guys are tuned in, I'm assuming you have some type of interest in trying to learn how to fight Muay Thai or want to get into it. If you guys listened earlier, I'm going to be making a guide for anyone that is a beginner. I'm probably going to price it around $5, and it'll have everything you need on it. It'll have videos, tutorials, all that good stuff. And if you guys ever need any help or any tips, feel free to let me know. Just hit me up with a DM. I'll go back and forth. You can join my Discord if you guys want. It's a free Discord. You can even put your training footage in the Discord, right? And in the Discord, we will actually go ahead and give you feedback on your sparring, your pad work, whatever it is. So there's a lot of free ways you can get help from me personally and the community. Obviously, the training course the training guide will cost a little bit of money, but that's just kind of how it goes. Other than that, guys, if you're ever in the Massachusetts of United States area, come down to my gym. I've already seen a few of you guys, some new subscribers, and we got let's go train. Let's chill. Let's relax. Let's train. Let's chill. Let's get some good food. And other than that, guys, appreciate y'all. And be tuned out for Friday. On Friday, I'm going to do an actual sparring in real life live stream. So tune out for that. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Appreciate y'all. Used to live in Massachusetts. You got to come back, my man. We can get some training in. Appreciate you guys, man. I'll see you later.